Speaking of moments, you've been, as you mentioned, your career with the Fever. First six, though, were tough, obviously. They weren't as easy. You guys have made the playoffs the last two. What's been the big turnaround? How have you viewed the way the team has grown organically?
Kelsey Mitchell has finally broken her silence. After months of generic interviews, polished press lines, and endless chatter from media insiders spinning their own narratives, the veteran heartbeat of the Indiana Fever delivered what fans had been waiting for: a raw, unfiltered truth. She didn't just answer a question. She dropped a truth bomb so powerful that the WNBA is still buzzing, trying to interpret its meaning. Every word carried weight. Every tone was deliberate. And in that single moment, Mitchell reminded the world that leadership is not always about volume. It's about conviction. What she said wasn't just commentary. It was a statement that could change the trajectory of how we talk about Caitlin Clark, the Fever, and the
then you bring in Caitlin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that. And I love the teammate and person in her because she's accepted it with so much grace and even welcomed us with open arms to, make this thing happen. So I think it just took a lot of big pieces to make, what it is.
And then came Caitlin Clark, a player who didn't just join a roster, but reshaped the orbit of women's basketball. When Mitchell spoke about Clark, it wasn't fluff. It wasn't a "she's great, she helps the team" soundbite. It was sharper. It was real. Clark has changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. Let that sink in. That wasn't a compliment, that was a seismic admission. For a player like Mitchell, who had every reason to be territorial, every reason to feel overshadowed, this was different. Instead of jealousy, she showed gratitude. Instead of bitterness, she leaned into admiration. She made it clear, Caitlin Clark's presence—
"You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your backcourt."
The debate began the moment Mitchell's words hit the airwaves. Was this admiration, a subtle nod to rivalry, or something far more strategic? Her comments were layered. On the surface, she praised Clark, called her a teammate, even a friend. That word matters more than outsiders realize. In pro sports, friend is not casual. It's a statement about chemistry, unity, and trust. But peel it back further, and you see something else. By elevating Clark, Mitchell elevated herself. She showed she wasn't afraid of sharing the spotlight.
But you've been with Indiana through the thick and thin. You've been with them since, we was talking, we about to go get our rhythm on Indiana. You've been there, you stuck through until now being in the semifinals. What does that feel like? And for people watching, girls, boys, if they athletes, not athletes, what does it feel like to stick through something and now see it come into full fold?
Kelsey Mitchell is not just another player on the roster. She's the survivor, the one who endured the worst years of Indiana Fever history. For years, opponents treated games against Indiana as a night off, a chance to pad stats. Coaches came and went. Rosters collapsed. And yet, Mitchell was there, dragging the team through blowout after blowout. She wasn't playing basketball. She was pushing a boulder uphill every single night. She had to deliver polite cliches in post-game interviews while hiding the pain of another 24-point loss. That was her reality. She wasn't just keeping the lights on. She was the generator keeping the whole building alive. So when she finally spoke about Clark, it came from a—
You guys have made the playoffs the last two. What's been the big turnaround? How have you viewed the way the team has grown organically?
Oh, man, I think a big shout out to the organization taking time to rebuild. I think our draft picks ended up coming big. Lexi Hall was a big draft pick, and then you get Kaylin, and then you get AB. And so you culminate that together with, my experience and having to, go through a couple things before they got there. I think it was just like a match made in heaven, really, because I was, still at a young age to really, vibe and get to know these players for who they were. And then you bring in Kaylin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that.